everyone! Something you may not know about me is before all the cosplay, before Lolita fashion, back when I was never thought of being on YouTube, back when Instagram was just a glimmer on the horizon, I was a model. Now that was deliberately phrased like that, it's a little bit clickbaity because no, I was not in any way a professional model. At the most, I would optimistically call myself semi-pro. I was paid for a few shoots, I did a few catwalks, I was in a few indie magazines, but like, I was not a model. But I did do a lot of photo shoots and had a heck of a lot of fun with it. Incidentally, that's how I met my husband. We networked on a site called Model Mayhem, which does still exist, but is a dying, very dying forum. But back in the day, and I am talking the early 2010s, no, hang on, the late noughties, oh goodness, oh geez. Anyway, wow. I'm done being surprised by the passage of time, but I thought it would be a fun little video to look back at my first year of photo shoots. So these are all between the ages of 18 and 19, so young little Roli, and these are all back in 2008 and 2009, which is just kind of mind-blowing. Or it might all be 2009, anyway, I don't have the dates, but like, ye olde stuff. So prepare for baby-faced me, really, is it retro? It's kind of retro styling and a bit of fun as I take you along the first part of my modeling journey. A couple of bits of like housekeeping to start with. So I will be showing you all the photo shoots from my first year of modeling, regardless of sort of what they were, with a few exceptions. One, I have deleted from my archive several photo shoots where the photographer turned out to be a creep. And they're just ones that I just do not want to have a memory of. Also, I did get into fine art nude fairly quickly, and obviously I can't show those on YouTube, so I also won't be showing any of them. But other than that, you're going to see everything. I have my phone here, so I can see them, and they'll be in the same order as you see them. I'm going to shuffle over this way, so you can see them here, while I see them here. So, my very first photo shoot, I did multiple looks with a local photographer. We met over Model Mayhem, and he had a home studio set up, so that's what we did. Aww, and the first things we did is he took some photos of me as I showed up. Like, look at baby Roli. I mean, I'm still the same, but I'm just chubbier and older. Oh wow, yep, that's just me. That is some very contrasty work. Like, that's absolutely nothing. But oh well, I was given these photos. Let's continue. Oh, welcome to late teenage Roli's fashion sense. I mean, look, genuinely, I love this outfit. If I still had those clothes, I would wear this in a heartbeat, but I was a little like wannabe emo, and I love this. This photographer was actually really good to work with. He's disappeared off the face of the internet, and I don't even remember his name, but he gave me a lot of direction, especially in posing, and that really set up my confidence for future shoots and gave me an idea of what to do. I mean, some of them do look a little bit ridiculous in context, but you know. I mean, I genuinely do like that, and that taught me a lot about hands, like keeping your hands gentle and see, this is a bad hand. This is an okay hand. Ta-da! Modeling tips. If you want modeling tips as a video, tell me. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm under no illusions. I'm not the best. I'm not even the most experienced, but I kind of know what I'm doing. Aww. Look at little Ed. Oh gosh, I hate that pose. The contortion, it's so bad. But look at little cute me. I also had no idea what I was doing with makeup. Like, sometimes I wish I could go back and have my modern makeup skills, which still aren't even that great, they're just better than this. You know, give me the body of my 19-year-old self with the skills and experience of my 33-year-old self, thank you. Wow. Alright, next look. Next look, we just did some artsy close-ups, which I mean, pretty cool. I mean, way overly retouched, but yeah, pretty cool. Like, that's a weird hand pose. I did that and I saw myself and I'm like, la. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. Actually, it's fine, I'm not even monetized, so eh. Oh yeah, and he had this mask. I do not like these photos, and I didn't really like those photos at the time because the mask just doesn't go with the outfit. But that's what the modelling scene was, and potentially still is. I don't really work with anyone other than James these days, unless it's a cosplay thing. Is you show up with a bag of clothes and you make things work. That's why James and I ended up cultivating a massive model wardrobe, because models don't always have what you want, and it sucks to be disappointed because you really want to do something and your model shows up with like a nice bra and you're like, that's a nice bra, but you know. Anyway, sorry, we always made it work, and we have worked with a lot of really cool people, but it also did kind of suck. We heard a lot of stories from people where they'd bring, the photographer would say, bring whatever, they would bring whatever, then the photographer would be like, why did you bring that? Fortunately, I never worked with anyone like that. Anyone I worked with was always quite happy with my outfit selections, because I was kind of moderately stylish. Yeah, okay, back to some full body dramatic posing. Very dramatic, oh gosh. One where I was laughing because I have fun, I laugh a lot. And yeah, dramatic lighting, like, you know, it was fun. As a first photo shoot, this was a really fun way to mess around with stuff. I mean, I had done photo shoots with my friends. There's some photos involving Cabanossi that won't ever see the light of day unless MySpace comes back from the dead. But anyway. More of the mask, creative editing on the mask, more of the mask, more of the mask. That one's kind of cute, the little over-the-shoulder posy. And then, on to the third look with that photographer, which was using my mum's wedding dress. For a while, I fit my mum's wedding dress, which was really nice because it's this beautiful flowy 70s thing. And yeah, we just took some nice artistic photos. Very pretty. Just not much to say about them. I did like them at the time. I look at them now and I just go, hey, that's kind of boring, but it was nice. Oh, and we tried to get some motion shots. Which, I mean, see, it's one of those things, if I had better facials, those would be kind of okay, but yeah, look at little edgy me with my little edgy hair, my little edgy makeup, little laugh, bra strap falling down. And then, oh yes, the creative edit with the mask. Yeah, so, that was it. That was my very first ever photo shoot. I learned a lot, it was really good, and like some of those photos I'm still kind of attached to, like in the black and pink outfit. I loved that outfit, like black and pink was my jam. I mean, it still is, just not quite in the same way. Now, my second ever photo shoot, this one was a somewhat impromptu shoot. I was meeting the photographer just to get to know each other, and then, so we met at a coffee shop, and he suggested he knew a location that was really cool. He didn't drive, but I did. So I drove us to this abandoned sawmill, and we just did some shots around there. And this is way more my vibe. Like, this is kind of who I was as a teenager, like little edgy me. And I enjoy these photos, especially this one where I'm huddled up in the sort of, I think it was a toilet cubicle or a shower cubicle actually, but like I really like that. I love it. It's sort of, I love my expression. I love that my skirt's flipping up so you see all that leg, but it's sort of unintentional leg. Like, I really love these shoots, these shots, and I still think they're pretty cool. I mean, like, it's one of those things, I would never do this now because it's so nothing, but with this photographer who does this sort of artsy film style, not actual film, yeah, I rather liked that shoot. The wet paint one. This was one of my favourite shots for ages. I thought it was really fun. And now my third ever photo shoot. Weird goth with colourful things. So in a bathtub filled with little balloons, I made my little mini top hat. I mean, it's a pretty terrible mini top hat, but still I made it. And yes, with the giant lollipop. With the giant lollipop some more. Like, these don't even look like me, I love it. Yeah, so we shot the stuff in the bathtub in this photographer's, like, garage studio, and then we went out to this spot, which was like, it was just like a historic, like, chimney or something that was still left from, like, some industrial area. And yeah, ooh, little edgy Roli. Ooh, little Roli looking sad with the lollipop. Even is that, with the lollipop in the mouth. But it's fun. And yeah, looking sad, edgy eyes, in a pipe with the lollipop. More with the lollipop, more with the lollipop. Just my eyeballs looking creepy. Yep. Now that was a fun shoot, and that really sort of inspired my love of production values, for lack of a better word. Like, I mean, again, it's one of those things where I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cheesy, but it was heaps of fun. And it's also a matter of standards have kind of skyrocketed these days, which is not a bad thing, but it's also kind of like, there's something really fun about just goofing off in a bathtub with a bunch of balloons. So I've kind of really liked seeing all this. Alright, and here is my fourth photo shoot, second one with that photographer who I shot with at the sawmill. So these were at a local cemetery and adjacent, and we were just doing these atmospheric things. I was in a black dress, black jewelry, this big piece of black netting, which I had for years and used in so many photo shoots because it was just a really good piece, like it photographed really well. And like, I like these, like I still like these. I mean, my styling is a bit weird in retrospect, but I really enjoyed this artistic style. And these ones with the calla lilies, which I probably picked from my dad's place, would be like perfect if I just had better hair. But yeah, and then we got a couple more fashiony looking shots as well. I really liked this one with the draping over my shoulder. That was one of my favorites for ages because I looked edgy. Little Roli managed to be kind of goth. I always wanted to be like cool and goth and emo, and I'm just look at me. I'm too much of a smiley rainbow to do that. You know, got some weird posing and stuff, but fun to try all that artistic stuff. Next shoot, so my 5th ever photo shoot, and I hadn't deleted any before this point, so my 5th ever photo shoot, 3rd shoot with that photographer, I was getting my kit off. I was a lot bolder when I was 18 or 19. Oh man. So this is just, half the shoot was implied, half was topless. I always had the drapey black fabric with me, so I can only show you a few photos from this. We were just at the photographer's place on his couch, and like, I like them. There's a sort of charming vulnerability to them, which I think is really nice. They're not something I'd ever shoot now, also because I'm not a teenager. Like, it's one of those, I kind of feel a bit icky saying it like that, but like, I was fully informed, fully consenting, fully comfortable with these shoots. Don't think anything weird was happening, because it wasn't. And this photographer also gave me heaps and heaps of photography advice, because I got into photography shortly after I got into modelling, and that photographer helped me a lot. But yeah, I just don't think I could be as innocent and vulnerable if I was to do this now. But yeah, no, I like these photos. I like those photos rather a lot. Now, I just realized something interesting while showing you these photos is I'm completely comfortable with the fact that these are out here, and I don't care that people know I did art nude modelling. It's like, yeah, whatever, everyone does it. Well, not everyone, but when you are in creative circles, and especially back then, it's like, yeah, it's fairly common. And I mean, to be honest, yes, some photographers are creeps. Most photographers are fine. You kind of just have to learn and listen to other people. That's another thing. But the thing is, I was comfortable with this at the time, and looking back, I am comfortable with my experience. Like, yes, these photos still exist probably somewhere out on the internet, but I would be so uncomfortable if an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old I knew did this sort of shoot now, purely because of how image sharing is these days. Like, back then, it did feel safe, because you were sharing, like, you share stuff on Model Mayhem, you're sharing with other models and photographers, you share on DeviantArt, you're sharing with people who are, theoretically, there for the art. But these days, I don't know, it just wouldn't feel as safe. I don't know, weird, just a little segue thought. As with everything, tell me what you think. Anything I say, just chime in, tell me what you reckon, because I'm curious, honestly, because this is such a walk down memory lane. I'm loving the styling, I'm loving the just looking back on this, because modelling has been a massive part of my life forever, and it's something I haven't really shared on YouTube, because yeah, in recent years I've gotten more into cosplay and lolita, and don't do as much just random photo shoots. It also comes to having a fantastic photographer as a husband. It's like, I don't need to go out and work with a randoms. If I want photos, I can just go, hey honey, can we do a quick shoot of blah blah blah. But anyway, on to the next shoot. Oh, this is cute. This was me and a friend at Dad's garden. We just both dressed up and took photos of each other. So yeah, just a few little, you know, medieval dresses. I freaking love these kind of medieval dresses. Yeah, no, that's nice. That's a nice little memory. And especially because my dad moved down here to Tasmania, which is part of the reason why I'm here, so I don't have access to that garden anymore. But it was a great place to shoot. And then, once again with my prolific photographer friend. You may note that I am not naming any photographers. Mostly that's because A, I don't remember, B, I don't know what their social handles are, and C, this is stuff from like, how many years ago? Like 14 years ago. It's just kind of, I am deliberately not crediting, but not in a douchey way. So that's just it. This is me and that photographer. We were just driving around and location testing, so that's why I'm just in a sundress, and these are just sort of simple photos in a field. Nothing really much to them, and there wasn't meant to be, so that's kind of that. Next photo shoot, also with that same photographer. We worked together a lot for a while because I did love his style of photography, and I still do. I mean, I love this photo. I think that's pretty cool still. And again, it's sort of content that I don't think I could model now, even if I looked the same. It's just that sort of vulnerability comes with youth, I feel. Yeah, anyway, that's just my opinion. I mean, what's your opinion? Do you agree? Do you not? I mean, because modeling's basically acting, but no. Anyway, so this one, oh yeah, just a little black slip dress out in the woods, featuring the appearance of I must have trimmed my fringe. This is the reason why I don't ever cut a fringe. I know it looks good with lolita and stuff, but as you can see, mine is fairly uncontrollable. Yeah, like I like these pictures. Like still, even now, aesthetically, this is something that I am into. Just this sort of simplicity, the figure in nature, even though it's not nude. Just the very basically, and even things like the fact that you can see my bra strap and stuff like that. I think it just makes it more real. If that makes sense. I just, yeah, I wish I had slightly better hair. I had a lot of photos out of this one. Oh yeah, and some in the dress that I arrived in. I love that little sundress, that little white with blue flower sundress. Got it from Tree of Life, which used to be The Bomb. I love this one where I'm just like walking towards camera and it's all black and white. I don't know why, I just really love it. I've even got my freaking hair tie on my wrist, which is a big no-no, don't do that. If you do that, I will yell at you. Damn it, Roli. But it's fine. It's totally fine. And then we are jumping forward a couple of photo shoots to me working with, guess what? That same photographer again. We did a double whammy of looks. One's I was in my medieval dress and we did some inside with candlelight and some actually out on location, which was quite nice. And yeah, nothing much to say about them. They're just fairly nice. And oh yeah, the other part of this one was a nude shoot, which I can't show you any of. Oh well. That's that. Yeah, so just nice, basic, everything like that. Now the next shoot, yeah, this one was, I was working with two photographers in one of their studios. It was a shed studio, and they had all this draping tulle chiffon that I was playing around with, and again, nude, can't show you much, but I can show you a few, and I really liked because they did different editing styles, and I think, if I remember correctly, these photographers also gave me all their raw images, so I did a few edits myself. I don't remember what's what, but yeah. So I actually quite liked this shoot. I liked the colours of the fabric they chose. I like playing around with fabric. Like, that's something I like. I'm never been huge into the like fine art nude stuff where it's just a naked body. I feel it's the interplay of the nude figure with the environment or something like fabric that really makes it good. In my personal opinion, everyone's got a different opinion, but I thought this was a really good shoot that was really flattering on me, specifically. And this is something I wouldn't mind doing again once I drop some weight. I mean, see, here's the thing. Fine art nude should be for all body types. It really should be. It shouldn't be just for skinny people. It really depends on the photographer's approach. Like in these ones, I think even though I look a little pudgy in some moments, even though that's silly to say, I was so much skinnier then than I am now. But it works because the softness of the fabrics works with the softness of my body. It really depends on the style. Like a lot of photographers have a very sort of high contrast style with art nude, with very dynamic lighting, which is great because you really get to see the contours of the body and stuff. But it's not the only way to shoot it, and that style really only does look good, in my opinion, with slim figures. So you see all the like definition of the bones and the shapes, where something like this I think looks really nice with any size of body because it's soft, it's playful, it's innocent and enjoyable. And I'm kind of weirding myself out. I'm saying innocent so much, and I'm like, am I being a creep to my 19-year-old self? Call me out if I'm being a creep, because I don't want to be a creep. I'm just bringing you guys on a weird retrospective of 2009. I had a fun 2009, apparently, for a given value of fun. Not a life retrospective, just a modelling retrospective, and realistically, I just think this is fascinating. I really do. Next shoot, I think this was my very first paid photo shoot. The photographer provided the outfit and the setup, and I think I might have edited these ones myself, so yes, I was just on safari. And that was it. Which was cute, which was fine, and yes, with a little lion toy he brought along and gave to me, like, you know, it was fine. It was just a nice day wandering around having my photo taken. Because that's the thing, with the whole amateur modelling scene, especially back then, and to a large extent even now, is if you are just working, what am I trying to say? There are a lot of photographers out there who are really creative and innovative and have very clear pictures of what they want. There are also a bunch of photographers out there who basically just want to shoot you in whatever you want, however you show up. And each way is great. For me these days, because I've been working with James so long, I really only like doing shoots where there is a strong concept that I'm on board with. Like, for example, this safari thing, unless I was being paid a decent amount to do it, I wouldn't do it now because it doesn't interest me personally. So, like I say, if they still paid me, sure. But yeah, I don't know, it's just interesting. And I don't know if the scene's like it used to be. I really don't. Because with the sort of decline of sites like Model Mayhem, and I'm like, I know Star Now is still around, but I don't think it's that active, or it's more for acting than modelling, at least last I checked. Yeah, it's just odd, because there really used to be a distinct scene, and now there's not. Or at least as far as I'm aware, there's less of a community, it's more just separate people, because there was a community. Like, you know, James and I would work with a model and they'd say, oh, I've been working with so-and-so photographer, and they're like, oh, so-and-so, yeah, I worked with him last year, and you know, you'd only be a couple of degrees separated from anyone else, and it was pretty cool, and I kind of miss that community feel. Speaking of community, these next photos are from a high school friend of mine who we stayed in touch for a bit, and it was a 4 seasons project, and I was autumn, and pretty dramatic. I mean, that gold wire in my hair hurt like fucking buggery. But yeah, we always did really fun, creative, dramatic stuff with like all this sort of post-editing, which I really enjoyed. Like, this is the kind of stuff I would still love to do today, just with less pain. Because that wire really hurt going in and coming out. And then my last photo from my first year of modelling that I can actually show you, it's just this nice close-up of me in a painted respirator mask, which smelled like spray paint because that's what the photographer used. I cannot show you any of the other photos from that shoot because I was wearing a little sheer skirt and a corset and some boots. We were in an abandoned warehouse and it was heaps of fun, and there were shames involved. So that was everything safe for work from my first year as a model. It was a really amazing time in my life creatively. I was just meeting all these people, doing all these things, and honestly it was really cool. I just can't get over though how long ago it was, and just looking back at that and seeing that person who is so different from who I am today, but because of her I'm where I am now. Like I said, I met James on Model Mayhem, and that's the best thing that's ever happened to me, so like, thank you, baby Roli. Like, good on you for getting in front of the camera. Do let me know know in the comments what you thought of these old photos. Did you actually like any of them, or are you kind of like me going, oh my gosh, teenagers and the 2000s? Because I mean, obviously when you're 18 you think you're really grown up, but I look back at that and I go, oh, she's such a little baby, so tiny. Because I was just, well, I was 18, I was 19. 18 and 19-year-olds are kind of exactly that. If you enjoyed this, let me know. I have a lot more modeling content that I can show you and review. I am also perfectly happy to do videos about modeling, like posing, what to expect on photo shoots, you know, how to tell a good photographer from a bad one. All of that stuff is stuff that I can do if you're interested. I could also do a video, something I had thought might be fun is like recreating some of these old photos. Don't know if that would actually be good or not, but yeah, again, let me know what you'd like to see because I want you to enjoy whatever I do. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. Enough of me for now, and until next time, bye bye.